3, 2, 1. And we are live. Alright guys, welcome back to the live stream. Yes, it is Sunday again already. This week went really fast, man. And the sun slowly but surely starts reappearing here in the south of France. Usually when I start my live stream it is already dark, but today we still had some sunshine and I was able to see the sun down. Since a little bit late, guys, sorry, apologies. Lately I've been really on time, so therefore you're getting used to this. Usually I'm always late, so let's not make this a habit here again. We are back with a lot of talking to do here. I already see in the chat people are concerned because of the title. Actually, as always, this is not my opinion here on the live stream, but we are simply sharing articles, documents, videos, and today especially it's going to be about the mainstream, to be totally honest. It is the mainstream that declared the jab, let's say, questionable. It's not the anti-jab Bobby here. We of course pro-jab on this channel, you all know that. I already have 4, I'm very proud of that. I essentially have every single company in my body by now, starting with Moderna, Pfizer. I have them all. I collect them like Pokemon, and I'm very proud of that. So, anyways, that being said, guys, I started the live stream. I uploaded everything and I said, yeah, let's talk about the jab, let's talk about all of that. And we will, don't worry about it. But then on my feed, out of a sudden, I saw an appearance and I was amazed to see that it was Joey Carbstrong. Beautiful name. And Joey Carbstrong, finally, we were all waiting for this, he created a vegan movie. And by the title of it, White Gold, White Gold, it is about milk. Yes, this is not the, what do you call that in English? The teeth of the elephants. This is what is usually known as white gold, the last time I checked. But now white gold, some even call cocaine white gold, of course. But for Joey, it is milk, the white gold. I'm sure for him it truly is white gold, because he desperately wants some cow titty juice. He wants to suck on that udder, but he cannot because of his religion. You can hear it in the background, that is my little one. Kikoolino, calm down! The poor guy, he doesn't want to take his bath. Okay, that being said, yeah, I saw that video, guys, and if you are up for it, if you are down to have a little watch session here. Oh, one second. Kiko! Yeah, okay, we're gonna have to bear with this until he finally gets his shower. He hates changing. He hates changing clothes. He hates putting on diapers. He hates taking baths. He's a real natural savage. Anyways, as I was saying, guys, if you want to have a little watch session here, I would say let's have a look. The movie, it's a real movie, is half an hour long. So we don't have to watch the whole thing if it is too boring. But I would be down to watch at least 5 to 10 minutes of Joey Carbstrong, because I realized I never reacted to Joey Carbstrong. It's no joke. It's crazy. I checked my videos. I haven't reacted once to Joey Carbstrong. Absolutely never. Not even on a live stream. I have no material on Joey Carbstrong. I'm sure we talked about him here and there, but I never did a reaction video. So yeah, as I said, if you want to, we can definitely do a little vegan watching over here. I would be down for that. I'm actually very keen to see it. I believe he wants to create some sort of land of glory. Was that the name? Land of hope and glory. That was Earthling Ed's. Yeah, Earthling Ed's. Edward Gaun's movie. So yeah, I think he wants to establish his name a bit there as well. Pink Supremacy also screams in the shower. Understandable, right? Yeah, he's still at it. Baby! 1 second, guys. I have to check this out. This is a bit too much. I will be right back with you. Okay. Excusez-moi, sorry for the delay. Today I am in blue, by the way. You can still hear him. He's still crying. He doesn't want to get dressed now. I think he ate something that didn't agree with him too much. He puked a little bit today as well. So my woman will monitor that, and if it's too bad, then I will have to take care of that. Okay, now I would say, interesting. I hear that vegans eat people over here. I had a German vegan reaching out on Instagram. It's always on Instagram lately. Let me just show you this quickly before we dive into our friend Joey over here. Really amazing stuff. This is a great example of compassionate veganism, as always. We all know that the vegans are oh so compassionate, of course. Check this out. I took a screenshot. I hope you can see this. Here we go. Like so. Yes, fantastico. Okay, it's in German. I hope you can see this here. So as you can see, this is on my Instagram pretty much a week or two, I'm not too sure, after my son was born. This is a picture of me with him just sleeping in bed. And Bold Trends wrote in German, ein zartes Stück Steak vom Grill, vom Sprösschen links. 9 Monate im Bauch herangereift, yummy. Oh, sehe ich da ein Baby? Na ja, kann man ja essen. Bestimmt mega zartes Fleisch. Gleich mal vergasen oder die Kehle aufschlitzen. Ist ja wie bei Babytieren. Also her mit deinem Kind, ist ja nichts Falsches dran zu morden, gell? So, to translate this is a beautiful display of vegan mental illness, and I think I'm gonna make a video about this on my German channel. I had many comments like this, especially on my son's picture here. She, I will assume it's a she, says, ooh, a soft and tender piece of steak of that little one on the left-hand side. He ripened up 9 months in the belly. Yummy. And here she says, ooh, do I see a baby right there? Oh well, we could eat it. Probably very tender meat. Would be amazing to gas it or to slit his throat. It's pretty much the same like baby animals, so give us your child. It's nothing wrong with killing, right? Yeah, so people think that vegans are also compassionate. Obviously, that couldn't be any further from the truth. Vegans are starving, and this is why they lose compassion. I mean, look at it. If you look at predators, for example, a lion. Let's take the lion example because vegans really love the lion example. Ah, by the way, Pink Supremacy, I'm going to read out the super chat in a second. I just saw you donate already. Thank you so much. In a second, brother. If you feed a lion a bunch of raw meat, the lion will become a pussycat, and you see, they let you pet the lion even. Of course, not every lion, but you can educate the lion with our mannerisms and our moral values. and then you can actually pet the lion as long as the lion ate enough meat. And it's very, very similar with humans, of course. We are predators. We are the apex predator after all. It is what it is. I know vegans don't want to understand that. Nevertheless, point of the story is, of course, that if you don't get enough meat or any meat at all, then you will lose your compassion and you want to kill. So those vegans are in a state of perpetual killing. They want to kill. They want to essentially slaughter and eat. And therefore, I know that it seems like they just make a joke. Hey, yeah, we can eat your child. It's just the same, isn't it? Haha. But the reality is they really think like that, and they really would love to eat my baby. I know they want it. They are totally depraved, starved to death. I know they want to eat it. A little anecdote here, because vegans love anecdotes. At that point, I was a raw vegan, and I was a hardcore ethical vegan. Hardcore, man. It was in Pattaya, Thailand, and my sister came to visit me. So we went to a little petting zoo around there, and there was a bunch of horses. And this was the first time in my life, I never felt this way, that I was just staring at the horses, just leaning over the fence, looking at the muscles of the horse. And that being said, horses are really muscular. Those are phenomenal creatures. Really, really interesting to look at. So I was looking at the butt cheeks of the horse and was fantasizing about just biting into the butt of the horse. I couldn't believe that thought process, and I thought I'm going crazy. And I told my sister, I said, hey, Marcy, I really feel like jumping over the fence and just biting into that horse. She looked at me shocked, because she was a hardcore vegan as well at that point, and asked me, what's wrong with you? You crazy savage, are you crazy? Look at this beautiful creature. Why would you eat it? Now thinking about Mongols, which is of course my real true nature, I'm a Tataro Mongol. Yeah, they were eating a bunch of raw horse meat, and horse meat is very, very healthy for you and perfectly digestible in its raw state. It's essentially the only meat in Japan that isn't processed in any shape or form before being served, because even sushi they do freeze prior to that. Tartare from beef they prepare in a certain way, but if you look at horse, you can just eat it like that. It's 100% parasite free, they say. That is their theory. Nevertheless, yeah, I was fantasizing about simply eating the damn horse. And now, looking at those vegans, I do know that this is the anger in them, and I do know that they are truly suffering and truly hungry. They cannot wait to eat human babies. Insane. Yes, that is that. A little anecdotal story here on Bobby's Perspective, as always, because we are all about the anecdotes as ex-vegans. Mike Hunt says, drinking horse blood for boost of energy. Yeah, exactly. That's what the Huns and the Mongols, right, what they did. They were living off their horses. Reminds me of Vegan Gains saying he wants to kill babies. Yes, because they really want to kill babies. So nowadays, he says, oh, well, that was me when I was a teenager. That's not my thoughts nowadays. But it's all BS, of course, because he wants to save his image. No, they really want to eat babies. They probably wouldn't do it in most instances because they are too brainwashed to do anything anyways. That is out of the range of the system. But nevertheless, they would love to eat babies. That is for sure. Okay, anyways, guys, quickly now. Should we check out Joey Carbstrong's new movie? Let's have a little movie night. What do you say? Just type now yes or no. I'm going to see if we have enough interest. And then we're going to go for it or not. Baby is cock blocking. Poof. Hardcore, brother. He is a huge cock blocker. That is for sure. Alright, Pink Supremacy donated the first $3 to the stream. Thank you so much, Pink Supremacy. I appreciate it, brother. He says, cheers and thanks for making my work a bit easier tonight. Thank you so much. You're making my work a bit easier as well with your support. I appreciate it. Thank you. Guys, everybody in the chat, if you cannot donate, I understand that, then please leave the stream a thumbs up. Takes a second. I know it's tricky. You have to actually minimize the chat and then you have to click thumbs up. It's a bit tricky here if you look at your phone, but nevertheless, I would appreciate a thumbs up. If you can support, of course, we have the donation link pinned in the chat. And you can use super chats as well, of course. Streamlabs is better, however. Okay, we have a majority yes vote. Pretty much everybody. That's cool. I like it. Let's do it. And then we're going to go after that into the articles and talk about the jabs, etc., etc., etc. First, let's check out Joey Carbstrong. Let me know if the sound balance is alright like so. What do you say about the blue shirt? Usually I only wear black, but the blue is kind of fitting, isn't it? Fantastic. Amazing. Okay, 1 second, guys. Here we go. Let me just adjust my flickering beard a little bit. I hope I can make it. Let me see, like so, maybe. That's worse. Let me try something like this. I think that's better. Yes, okay. Fantastic. Good enough. Should be good enough. No, it's actually worse. Phenomenal. Thank you very much.
When we think
OBS Center. Okay, let me know if the sound balance is fine like this, and then we're gonna jump into it.
UK dairy farming. It conjures up images of happy
La
cows
la la, test,
grazing
test,
on
test.
lush green
Is that fine? Is it equal?
being
Roughly?
lovingly milked by a local farmer.
Yes? Is that right? Okay, let me know in the chat now if the sound was okay, if I should make it louder or a bit more quiet. And then we go from there. Until then, Boomer Bobby is back at it yet again. I'm gonna try to make the beard. Okay, look a bit less flickery. Come on. Beard! Stop flickering. Should be fine. It's the best I can do. I can never set up this lighting. Why? Anyhow, sound is alright. You're slightly louder. Yeah, okay. I'm gonna adjust it a bit like so. That should be fine. Alright, guys. So, our friend Joey Carbstrong. This is a first time reacting, if you will, to Joey Carbstrong. I'm gonna make myself a bit smaller here, like so. That should be enough. I cannot believe it. As I said, I have never reacted to Joey Carbstrong ever before. This is the first time actually checking out a video of his. I really don't know why. I assume because otherwise he always does those street interviews and they're just too long to react to. Anyhow, Mike Tate says, shave it off. Never, brother. I'm never shaving this beard off, man. I have it since I'm 27 years old. And now I'm 34, almost 35. I cannot shave that thing off anymore. A man needs a beard. I was thinking about it for a second. When I was really deep into psychedelics, I thought, I just have to shave everything off and just reinvent myself, crush the ego. But nah, I'm a man and I need my beard. Hunt says Bobby Islam. Did you check the video out, guys? Man, this guy, Goat Rich is his channel's name, I believe. He does a great job. I love when somebody can essentially make a good parody. I'm never offended if anybody pokes fun at me. It just has to be done well. Then I'm all for it. People back then thought that, hey, Vegan Gains, he did such a great impression of you. No, he didn't. Guys, I know I have a thick accent, but I don't roll the R. Come on, man. That was so lame. I don't speak like a Russian. I don't do that, right? I do have a thick accent, and it's a mixture of Macedonian, if you will, German, and everything else. But I don't roll the R. I never do. So yeah, that was a lame impersonation, but this Goatrich guy, he's very much spot on. He finds fine details about things that I said as a raw vegan, as a vegan. He's been really observant, and therefore that is a phenomenal impersonation. There's still room for improvement. I don't want to praise him too much, but it was very funny. I really laughed. So if you haven't checked it out, I linked his video in my community section. Okay. Yes, Goatrich. Hilarious. Okay. Anyways, guys, let's get started. Let's have a look. Let's see what our friend Joey has produced.
When we think of UK dairy farming, it conjures up images of happy cows grazing on lush green pastures, being lovingly milked by a local farmer. I'm Joey Carbstrong. I decided to visit...
This guy, man. This guy. So he makes a video, right? Can I go back step by step? No, it's fine. Anyways, he makes a video, and I believe he makes a video that has a bit more mainstream appeal. Otherwise, why would he introduce himself, right? So, my name is Joey Carbstrong. But nevertheless... he introduces himself as a Joey Carbstrong. So now he really took this identity as Carbstrong. Do you even realize how retarded that sounds to the normal person? Carbstrong. What does that even mean, man?
Joey Carbstrong. I decided to visit a few local
And he
dairy...
always presents himself as this supremely traumatized victim.
When we think of UK dairy farming,
I know, I didn't even watch 1 second. I have to stop it 20
it
times.
conjures up images of happy cows grazing on lush green pastures.
Which is actually true, because I live in the south of France and I lived in Germany as well. And this is actually a reality, believe it or not. Even for supermarkets, they take their animals from such farms. So now then they will switch the argument and will say, yeah, but they all end up in the slaughterhouse. Yeah, they do. They end up in the slaughterhouse. Not all of them. Some get slaughtered at the farm, but not all of them. Granted, they get brought to the slaughterhouse. But nevertheless, this is a reality after all that they deny. 90% of the cattle is grazing outside.
Being lovingly milked by a local farmer.
No, that's not what everybody thinks. Here, look at him. Traumatized. Oh. And starving the brother. Look at him and look at this face, bro. You know that you're unhealthy, man.
Carbstrong. I decided to visit a few local dairy operations to see if that image of dairy farming matches reality.
Boom.
That's terrible. It's quite horrible to hold this in my hands. These are all the female calves having the life sucked out of her.
So, this here looks way worse than it is. He wants to present this brown, trist-looking picture. The reality is, of course, that he went in there nighttime. What is very strange, of course, is that the lights are on. So, therefore, you already know this is staged, because at nighttime there is no bright light on in the barn. It doesn't make any sense whatsoever. But that being said, I was in a similar barn. You have to imagine, back there, can you see this? Back there, those doors are open the whole day through. I wish I would still have the footage here on the computer, but I left it on my old computer in Macedonia. Nevertheless, those two doors are open, and I was there at summertime. The cows, they graze as much as they want to, and then they come back into the barn, because they enjoy being in the barn, essentially. Believe it or not, I was actually shocked myself. And I asked the farmer, I said, why do they come back to the barn? The door is open, right? They can leave whenever they want. And the farmer said, yeah, man, they can go whenever they want, but they actually prefer being in the shades. It was too hot for them. It was in France, not even the south of France, the one that I visited there. That was the north of France. Anyways, that being said, nighttime they close down the barn doors. Why? So the cows do not get eaten. That's it. And this is what vegans simply do not want to understand. They fail to understand. Now, they are willingly ignorant, of course. Those cows, if they would be somewhere in nature, they would get eaten from the asshole up. That's what happens every single time. So this is what doesn't happen if you close the barn door. Yet again, night time. Daytime, they're outside as much as they want to. Other than that, this is where they have a lot of hay, a lot of dried grass, and some farmers use certain treats, certain grain treats that the cows like a lot if they are not 100% grass fed and finished. And this is where they eat it, and this is where they mingle. But because they're cows, they piss and shit all day long. So they could do that outside as well, but they like coming back to their barn and piss and shit into the barn because they are animals. Man, I really wish I would have the material here. I will have to look it up this summer. I hope I can finally retrieve my hard drive and then show it to you. You will see them pissing in streams, because they're cows, not caring about a thing, and simply pissing on the concrete. That's what they do. This is all their piss and shit. And then the farmer comes and has to clean out everything. This is probably the shit from the night. Imagine how much they piss and shit. This is why it looks like that. They're animals. They just piss and shit all the time and they do not care. Dogs, for example, would rather hide somewhere. Cows don't even hide. They just let it drop all the time because they're herbivores. They just eat, piss and shit constantly. Again, that being said, the next day the doors are wide open and all the cows are outside grazing yet again. This is just for protection. Okay, anyways, enough ranting. Let's watch this movie, hey?
Slowly, it's eye-opening. This is just mass exploitation here.
And this
Might have to make a quick getaway.
What is mass exploitation about this? Yet again, this is only for normies and only for people that grew up in the city and never visited a farm. As I said, here, look at this. This here is all grass. Especially around here. This is very, very similar to France. Very, very similar. This will all be used by cows, and then next to it you will have certain monocultures as well, where they crop plants. Anyhow, those cows go in and out to their own liking. Man, what is wrong with you?
Reality.
That's terrible. That's terrible. Horrible to hold this in my hands. That's so terrible. Calves having the life sucked out of her slowly. It's eye-opening. This is just mass exploitation here. We might have to make a quick getaway.
It's hilarious. Exposing, huh? White gold. Let's go, Joey. And look at those pathetic losers, man. Just sneaking in at night. But yet again, I don't even buy it, man. Because the lights should be off at night. Why are they on?
I have to get my voice down. But, there's a bunch of young calves behind me. And they're calling for their mothers.
Yes, that's exactly what they do. He understands it. He speaks cow language.
Who's that? Hey, puppy. It's okay, sweet.
Dude, and the music that they use, it's always as if they would have caught a pedophile in the act. It's just a bunch of cows. Wow.
Babies torturing them in these cages.
How is it getting tortured, man? How?
Kept in a kennel. They barely got 3 meters to walk back and forth.
Yeah, it's a baby cow, man. It doesn't need much space to walk.
They desperately need to suckle from their mother.
They desperately just
She has a bucket in the cage to drink from and no mother. How sad is that? And they're taken from their mothers so that people can take their milk, essentially, and drink it.
Yeah, essentially. And it's not like some cows simply want to get rid of their calves, kill their calves, trample them to death. No, never happens.
Of the dairy industry in the UK, born into solitary confinement.
Man, they show it as if it is oh so radical. They do the exact same thing to puppies.
You can see them
The exact same thing.
walking around, pacing up and down, hitting the side of the cage.
And by the way, yet again, I did talk to plenty of farmers here, as I said before. You cannot leave the calf without milk. They never do that. Those calves still get milk, obviously. They're calves, their gut cannot digest anything else. So what do you think they do? Do you think they give them formula or something? No, those calves still do get milk.
So here we are, these are where the mothers are kept. And they could hear their baby.
And by the way, if the animal really would have been tortured, then they would be very afraid when they see humans. As you can see, they're not even afraid of you sneaking in there at night.
They can hear their babies
Yeah.
calling out for them. And they're in here.
I think this is really just horrible to vegans. This is nothing but cows at night. What's so scary about this? By the way, interesting fact, this was quite interesting to me. It was pretty much, I think, half a year after I quit veganism, and I've seen all of those documentaries, and then I visited my first farm, and I looked at the eyes of the cows, even the cows outside, just standing by themselves or standing in bunches in a herd. They all have those sad-looking eyes if you zoom in, but this is just a cow's look. Not because they are sad. And they use those depictions, they use those videos of cows to show you that they're oh so sad. They're not sad, they're cows.
Of the dairy industry, separating mothers from babies. They'll never see each other again.
Oh no. They don't care.
So how the hell is this imprisonment and exploitation camp justified? You know what I mean? How are we still doing this? Human beings. Doing this to these little infants, innocent.
Yeah, but what is happening? They do have food, they do have shelter, so what is really so bad about this? And what is the alternative? Of course, the vegans, they hate animals. Ultimately, they hate animals, they hate humans, they hate all of it. What they want to see is a world without animals. Ideally without predatory animals as well. Just no animals at all. Just us in the metaverse. That would be the best case scenario. No CO2 emissions any longer, right? Man, think about it. What is the alternative? If you're not talking about your vegan perversion, then we're talking about the wilderness. All of those cows would starve to death, freeze to death, or get eaten alive. So I think that this here beats that by a long shot.
We've pushed it far enough, I think.
Joey's eyes are sadder. Yeah.
Of course.
And by the way, it's always just about him, essentially. Another narcissist like this is Brian Rose from London Real. I used to be a huge Dorian Yates fan, if you will, as a teenager when I was working out. I was really into bodybuilding. And Dorian Yates was just such a inspiring, motivational bodybuilder. So finally, Brian Rose from London Real creates a documentary about The Shadow, Dorian Yates. And I was so interested in watching it. I was so keen to finally see it, just to realize then that the whole documentary was about Brian Rose training with Dorian Yates. It was all about him, man. Supremely narcissistic. And it's the same with the vegans. They are all mentally ill. It's disgusting to see, really, and so obvious once you snap out of it. That being said, you know me, I'm always transparent here on the channel. If you ask me personally, there has to be some sort of narcissism in order to get into YouTube in most instances. And I can say that when I was a raw vegan, even as a vegan for sure, I was definitely narcissistic. 100%. Nowadays, it is so much different, man. Back in the day, I was happy to edit videos about myself, to show myself, hey, I'm eating vegan, this and that. It was all about myself. Nowadays, I can't stand editing my videos. I wish somebody else could do it for me. I don't want to see my face all the time because, yeah, it is a self-obsession if you enjoy such things. Anyways, bringing it back to the subject, Joey Carbstrong is obviously a supreme narcissist because he makes his documentary about him. It's not really about the cows, it's him. In field. Wow, look at this torture. Look at the suffering. Look at me, Carbstrong.
And exploitation
Insane.
camp justified. You know what I mean? How are we still doing this? Human beings. doing this to these little infants, innocent infants.
But what are they doing? They're feeding them. Wow.
Pushed it far enough, I think. Yeah, of course.
And again, if you love them so much, just take them now, because you're terrorists anyways, and just let them free in the forest. Let's see what's gonna happen. And don't give me the whole, they're not used to the nature anymore. They're calves, right? You can just put them there in nature, they're gonna get along.
So immediately, I was confronted with the sad reality of calf and mother separation.
Oh no.
That is a fundamental part of the dairy industry. Studies show that both mother and calf experience emotional pain
Yeah, wired, I believe them.
or noticeable stress after separation. Of course, cows had to give birth in order to produce milk, and it doesn't make financial sense for farmers to leave calves to drink the milk that is meant for sale.
Yeah, they don't drink that much. Cows have so much excess milk, man. Yet again, if you look into farming, you will see that yes, the cows do drink the milk as well. Not all of them, of course, but yes, some of them, they do drink the milk too, because cows do produce an excess of milk.
How exactly does this process begin? I think the next facility I visited holds the answer to that question.
Anna J says, totally agree. I used to work in Switzerland in the milk farm. Before milking, the cows were massaged and listened to classical music to give even more milk. Yeah, again, here in France, man, I've seen it. They go to the milking machine. It's essentially a fully automated robot. And they go there to get milked. They enjoy it. And it's quite interesting. The technology, man, amazing. The sensor recognizes by the udder which cow it is. Crazy, to be totally honest. And if the cow wants to get milked again, then the machine doesn't go on. So they let them know, no, it's enough for today. You shouldn't get milked even more. They go there because they get a little treat when they get milked, and they find it enjoyable to get milked. Anyways, all of it is really high welfare standard. And this is not just one little family farm.
Okay, so it's the middle of the night. It's bucketing down with rain here. There's a big field here filled with bulls. And
yeah, don't go there, bro. Don't try.
this facility here
Not a good idea.
is a hidden aspect of dairy that isn't much talked about. I'm going to take you into this facility and show you what it is. Let's go.
Okay, let's go. I'm shocked. After watching this, I'm going
Okay,
vegan
so a
again.
bit of an unexpected turn.
Look at his eyes, man. Oh.
The entire facility has its lights off. Usually they're on. So we're kind of walking into the unknown.
It's just kind of like walking into the unknown. Nobody forces you to walk there. Yet again, it is nappy time. It is night time. The cows are sleeping. Why do you disturb them? Isn't that animal abuse? Suspicious nose.
There's some tools here on the table.
The great Holocaust.
It's hard to make them out. Okay, so we found this. They probably hit the cows with this so that they
Yes, exactly.
behave or comply.
And this is again veganism. They simply show some farm there where animals do get abused, and this is what they always do with the sticks. They're always just hitting everybody.
There's some tools here on the table. It's hard to make them out. Okay, so we found this. They probably hit the cows with this so that they
Probably, yeah. All the time.
behave or comply.
It's all about him, man.
Alright, so we're inside the
And by the way, after such a long time, the vegans get funded. We know that. I did an expose on Earthling Ed. Actually, by the way, I did a new reaction video on Earthling Ed, Edward Gaunt. It should be coming out tomorrow, God willing. Maybe the day after that. Nevertheless, they have tremendous funding. They get thousands and thousands of dollars per month. It's insane, really, how much money they get. I wouldn't say he's a millionaire yet. Earthling Ed definitely is. Joey Carbstrong, I don't know. But he's definitely swimming in money. And what did they do with it? They promised you some sort of sanctuary. Nothing. Still nothing. Where do they save animals? What are they really doing? Their activism is exclusively terrorism. They're gonna go disturb some animals at a farm at night. Or they're gonna talk on the street. Or, other than that, what do? They go to McDonald's or Burger King and support their shitty businesses with junk food. Because now it's plant-based. That's all they ever do, man. Wow. By the way, Joey Carbstro, in case you're watching, you're invited, of course, on the show. I would love to have a talk with you. Maybe you can convince me to go vegan.
It's like a storage shed here.
He will never come
I
on.
can see a bin here. And it's just filled with different injections for cows. And
yeah, different injection for cows. So, yeah, this is essentially what you like, isn't it? I mean, this is the healthcare that is provided to them. When I talked to Rob Tunks, the Australian farmer, he said that he's against organic meat. And at first, people think, why would that be the case? And he said that organic meat means that he can never give the animals any medicine, even if they're sick. And for him, the welfare of the animals was more important than the organic label. And therefore, if a calf gets sick, then they give him antibiotics, of course. That's it. And he was a farmer in Australia, a small-time farmer. It wasn't factory farming. They didn't get sick because they mushed together. No, simply getting sick. And he treated them with antibiotics here and there if somebody has an infection or whatnot. That is that. So why are you against this now?
And Unisolve and the amount of syringes and medicines they give to the cattle. This is crazy.
It's insane.
This is an ear tagger. Vaseline. Okay, so this is a calf dehorner. I have one here. This here is all
The music.
from what they do is they cauterize the calf's horn. They do this so that the horns don't grow big and they don't cause accidents with workers and they don't bruise the carcasses of the other cattle.
The carcasses, yeah, how about they're not fighting each other? You do understand that bulls are very, very aggressive and they do fight each other with those horns, so why not protect them? This is perfect. This is animal welfare. This is what you want.
Because they're kept in captivity. This is a horrible torture device and it's for calves, for baby animals. Actually, it feels quite horrible to hold this in my hand.
Yeah, absolutely terrible.
Cobalt, iodine, selenium, so cobalt. To give them B12, and how you get B12 in the flesh and in the dairy is they give it to them as a supplement here.
Sure. Probably all of them do. Again, as I said, for example, on the French farms that I've been to, nobody supplemented with B12. Not one.
Just imagine how much medication.
Boah, did you see his skin, man? Wow, dude. Let me try to go back here.
For the dairy industry.
1 second. Can we find this?
Vaccines. See.
And then I found an important piece of the puzzle.
1 second.
Just imagine.
Here. Let me see if I can freeze the frame. Wow, dude. Do you see this? This is insane, man. Look at his skin. Paper thin. Paper thin gray. Wow, look at this. Veins popping out. Wow, man. He looks like a meth addict. Ooh, Joey looking rough, man. Look at this here. And this is a blurry picture. You see how blurry this is. And you can still see all the veins, man. Wow, dude. Look at this. Poof. I don't think he has much left. Really. If he doesn't sneak any animal foods. Wow, man. Look at this, bro. What is going on with you, man? Honestly, let's give him the benefit of the doubt. Let's say it is the lighting, as always with vegans. Let's say it is the filter. But dude, you cannot deny that you have paper-thin skin. You cannot deny that you're supremely pale. I mean, we see that here you have a very red nose in comparison. So that could indicate heart disease. You have pimples here. You can see that too. Grainy skin as well. Veins popping out everywhere, dude. All over your forehead, man. That you cannot deny, no matter what the filter, no matter what the lighting. Wow, look at this. More pimples here. Skin issues. Look at this. Ay, 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 man. Mamma mia. Joey, what are you doing, bro? Eat a steak, man. Eat some meat, bro. Look at this. Shocking, man. And again, it's a blurry picture. I don't want to know how that looks like when it's really in focus.
The dairy industry. Vaccines.
1 second. Oh, we have some super chats. Thank you so much, guys. Merci beaucoup. Thank you very much, everybody that supports. Guys, you can support. I'm gonna stop the video and answer your super chats immediately in case you want to support. I have to restart this anyways, kind of froze here. Thank you so much. Let me just adjust my screen for a second. Hello, what is happening? Okay, nevertheless, 1 second. I'm going to read out the super chat first and then try to restart this video. Kind of crashed. Me has tipped $1. Thank you so much, Me. On that note, as I always say, guys, every super chat is absolutely appreciated around here. You can tip as little as $1. It goes a long way. Thank you so much. So, donated $1. Do you know, or would you be willing to guess how common cocaine abuse is among vegan YouTubers? Interesting, man. Honestly, I don't know, because the Thailand vegans that I met, they were into partying and they used drugs here and there, but not much more than any other person that I know in the party scene. So the vegans that were into the party scene, they were using drugs, they were using ecstasy, some cocaine, of course, weed and all of that stuff. They definitely did that. But, as I said, not more than anybody else necessarily. However, with the vegan activists that we see here, like Joey Carbstrong, etc., if they're using cocaine, to be totally honest, man, this is the look that they're getting just by being vegan. So it doesn't really take any cocaine in order to look the way that they look. It is quite shocking what veganism will do to you. Pretty much all vegans were caffeine addicts, that is for sure. They were drinking coffee on a daily basis and not only one. So therefore, if you just drink excessively caffeine and you ultimately eat a bunch of sugar constantly, then you look very, very, very tweaked out very fast. I did a reaction video, I think 2 years ago by now, to the interview of Mike the Vegan with John Venus. And you could clearly see that Mike the Vegan looked like a junkie. He looked like on meth. But I don't think that he uses any cocaine, to be totally honest, even though he looked tweaked out. And this again, because they're just running on adrenaline and on sugar, and this is why they look that way. So therefore, yeah, yet again, man, I don't think they are on cocaine, to be honest. If you look at Earthling Ed or Joey Carbstrong, I just think it is their end-stage veganism that makes them look that way. That's pretty much it, bro. Thank you so much for the donation. Thank you so much, everybody that supports this channel. You guys are the best. Thank you. Let me just dive into the chat real quick and see what's up here. If you're enjoying it so far. And then we're gonna continue with Joey Carbstrong's masterpiece, Oscar nominee, Joey. Amphetamines like Adderall more likely than cocaine, says Vince Camp. As I said, man, for me, the people that I met, they don't need that even. All it takes is a bunch of caffeine, sugar, and starvation. All vegans are heavily into the potty scene. Probably. Gung Fu, good to see you, brother. Only hench herbivore is injecting stuff. I wouldn't say that. I would think that many more are at least on TRT, just to cope. Okay, he likes fats and cholesterol for sure. He came across a bottle of injectable B12. Will he steal it? Probably. Hilarious. This is so staged, made to look like he's doing something covered. Yeah, pretty much, man. It looks very, very staged. As I said, even with the lights on later on. We're gonna see. But nevertheless, even what he shows isn't shocking by any means. It's not shocking by any standard. So he likes to show pictures in the dark of cows and believes this is scary somehow. It's very, very ironical, of course. Only a vegan would think that that is scary. That being said, here are the beginning pictures. This is how it really looks like. They want to tell you that this is not how it looks like. This is really how it looks like. Thank you so much for the support. Luri, gonna read out in a second. This is really how it looks like, and of course you cannot see it here on this video, but somewhere around is a barn. It's always the case. They're not only outside all the time, and this is again animal welfare, because the animals want to be inside as well. Go figure. They don't want to be outside all the time. So most of the times they even have climate AC regulations in those barns. Anyhow, somewhere around here is a barn. Those cows go back to the barn. This is where they can relax. And then they go outside again. This is how it looks like in most places. Especially in Ireland, France, England, Germany, Belgium, Switzerland. This is really how it looks like. Okay. We had a super chat in German by Lou Ree. 170. Thank you so much, brother. Actually, let me give you guys all an applause here. Thank you so much. Bobby, hast du einen Notfallvorrat an Lebensmitteln zu Hause? Wenn ja, dann was bunkerst du da so? So he asked me if I have some safety measures, if I have some rations of food somewhere hidden. And unfortunately, I have to say, no, I do not. And that is due to me probably moving very, very soon. And this is why I don't have anything stocked up. Kind of dangerous if you ask me. It would be a good idea to have something stocked up. But unfortunately, I do not have anything stocked up. So I'm kind of betting on God here to guide me to the next place where I will be safe. That's pretty much all I can say. Thank you so much, Luri, for the donation. Thank you, everybody, for supporting. Let's proceed with our good friend here. Hilarious. Yeah, he's gonna definitely inject that stuff. Ooh, some free vitamin B12 and D. Amazing.
This is an ear tagger. Vaseline.
Vaseline.
Okay, so this is a
Vaseline. Vaseline.
after you want to have one here. This here is all charcoal from and for pets.
Okay, we had that.
Device. And they pull this back and inject the semen with this.
Yeah, so?
This is liquid nitrogen. Maybe
You do
this-
know that when a cow gets inseminated, and I'm talking about real sexual intercourse here with a bull, sometimes ribs break. Bulls are very, very brutal. So the insemination method is definitely much less cruel. And your whole ideology is about being less cruel, so therefore this is perfect. Yet again,
You can see
animal welfare.
This could be semen in here. Here, these gloves. The
And
farmer
even
will
that
put this
here,
on.
if that is semen and they artificially inseminate that cow, with that they guarantee the best genetics as well. So isn't that, again, ideal? So like that, they're breeding the most healthy cow into existence. That's beautiful, no?
They cup their fingers like this and they insert
He loves it.
up to their elbow
He loves it, look at
and
it.
they hold the
He
cervix
wants to do that.
of the cow.
Come on, bro, we've seen all of those pictures when you're kissing cows and pigs. You would love to do that. And then he shows those close-ups. Nice. Oh, into the cow butthole. I want to do it. I want to slide right in.
Then they'll put the pipette full of semen into her vulva. They put
You're
the
such a
entire
perv, dude.
arm
You love
in
it.
The cow's anus, which is incredibly uncomfortable for the cow, and just
Yeah, incredibly. If it would be incredibly uncomfortable, she would kick. Apparently, it's not uncomfortable at all. That being said, this arm here, in comparison to a cow's anus, how big is that? How big is that? Those things are huge. They're massive. They're shitting all day, man.
it's quite perverse, really.
Yeah, it's quite perverse, but I actually enjoy it a bit. But I'm not going to tell you.
Some prized breeding bulls here, or
Yeah, exactly.
they've also got the paperwork here, pneumonia.
Yeah, there you go, man. That is good. Again, isn't it? Every human being has a folder like this as well, which medicines we took, which jabs we took, because they're also healthy, etc., etc., you name it. So what is wrong with this? They're monitoring the cow's health. And you know exactly that if you would have a sanctuary, which you will never have, then you would have such a folder as well, where you monitor the health of the animals.
Prolapse.
If you have a dog on that note, you have a certain folder as well, right?
Foot infection, mastitis, pneumonia, foot infection, prolapse. A lot of prolapses here. The foot infections walk around in their own feces and just probably getting injuries.
He's going to take that glove back home.
Infection following castration. Lame cows. Lameness is a big
Yeah, again, he's shocked about castration. What are you doing at an animal shelter? What are you doing there, really, with the dogs? They're all castrated.
one with dairy cows.
All of them.
So this device here is called a balling gun, and it's mainly used to force medication down cattle's throat. Sometimes can be used to force a magnet into their stomach in case the cattle will eat any metallic objects. The metallic objects will stick to the magnet.
Okay, fantastic. Yet again, man, dude. This is so frustrating and ridiculous. Those people always talk about those animal sanctuaries. Wouldn't you agree now that they have the same tools at the animal sanctuaries? Wouldn't they? Huh? If they want to keep their animals healthy, they want to give them certain medicines, wouldn't they do the exact same thing?
Cattle crush?
Wow.
I think the cattle come in through this way. Like they come down this chute here, stop here. The gates lock on their head. And then they can inseminate them, give them medication, dehorn them, things like this. They do this because the animals
The eyes.
struggle. Insemination is obviously uncomfortable for the animals, which is why they need a
Yeah, not as uncomfortable as real sex, probably.
machine like this for multiple reasons. So they can only go through one way. Once they're in here, they can't go back. This is what this is. There's a system of doors that only let a certain amount of animals through at one time, what it looks like. And they get pushed through here, out there, and they have whatever done to them. And they move on to the next one.
So we're seeing a lot of equipment that's usually used in dairy farms, but this place wasn't a dairy farm. So what was it?
So this place here, they're inseminating the females to get more males to use for their semen.
Subcontractors, they come and in one day they inseminate 50 cows.
So they don't bring the cows here.
No, they send out the semen to those subcontractors.
See, but this is hilarious, because the voice is protected to protect the identity. So who is that guy then? Right? Thank you so much. Could it be, potentially, the farmer himself? Who is that guy? Why do they have to protect their voice? If it's just a cameraman, who cares? We have a super chat. Thank you so much, Mary Coalfield. I appreciate it. Thank you so much for the £4.50. What would be the most bioavailable form of collagen? Bone broth. Bone broth, hands down. It's the easiest, the most bioavailable. I would say simply the easiest to get into the habit of as well. Other than that, skin. But fish skin, for example, is very hard to eat for many people. Therefore, bone broth is the easiest way to get a lot of it into you. Yeah. Other than that, you can use gelatin as well, if you like. I did that for a while, but I kind of got out of the habit again. You can use gelatin and simply make jelly. How do you call that? Jelly pudding? Wobbly jelly? Wackelpudding to German. Yeah, so just jellies, and you can flavor it with what you want, really. Honey or stevia or whatnot. And that is a good way to get in some collagen as well. But ideally, bone broth is very, very easy and mineral rich. Okay, thank you so much. I appreciate it. Let's proceed.
The reason they're inseminating cows here is only to breed more bulls that will make up a sperm herd.
Wait. Hold up. So you're probably a little confused.
Totally.
Let me explain.
Thank you.
This place is a breeding facility where they breed stock bulls who will produce semen. Most likely-
Oh, this guy is so sick, man. Did you check this?
The reason they
Oh.
need to breed.
Let me explain. This place-
He puts himself into the wreck. Get the glove.
This is a breeding facility where they breed
Ah,
semen.
yeah,
stud bulls.
Yes, yes, yes,
most likely for
Joey.
beef.
Amazing. He wishes this would happen to him. It's quite amazing to see, man. Those people hate themselves so much that they want to be degraded. This is really the only thing I can think about when I see people like those vegans, people like Vegan Gains. Vegan Gains was the guy that was making so much fun about Frank Tufano dildoing his butthole on camera just to pursue the same thing after all. I watched, which one was it? I think the Isaac Butterfield live stream for a while, and he talked about getting $800 for his OnlyFans. Man, that's a shitty job. $800 for dildoing your butthole. Nobody asked you to do that, but you still went ahead and did that. He dildoed his butthole for gay men on OnlyFans for $800. Gay for pay for $800. Those people love to degrade themselves because they hate themselves. And it's the same thing with Joey here, man. I want to watch this on loop.
Wait. Hold
Joey wants to be in
So
the
you're probably
wreck
a little confused.
and be
Let me explain.
gloved.
His place is a breeding facility where they breed
Oh, this is
stud bulls
gold.
who will produce semen, most likely for beef. But what has that got to
I'm just gonna cut that scene out and just re-upload, man.
do with the dairy
Only for that.
industry?
3 seconds.
Semen is usually taken from dairy breed stud bulls by either an artificial vagina or an electroejaculator, which sends an electric current into the anus of the bull, forcing him to ejaculate. This semen is then distributed to dairies all over the UK, where they will impregnate cows with it. Conventional semen only gives farmers a 50% chance of birthing a female. Female calves would make up the dairy herd. If born male, they'd usually be culled on the farm or sent off for veal or beef. Male dairy breed calves obviously don't produce milk
Joey carp porn.
or
That's a good one,
a
man.
high yield of beef, and killing them on the farm can sometimes be more cost effective for the farmer. But since routine culling of male dairy calves has been outlawed in 2021, farmers have until the end of 2022 to end this practice. So how will dairy farmers get around this issue and still maximise profits? The answer is sexed semen. Sexed semen gives a 90% chance of producing females and reduces...
Yeah, wow, big deal. They do the same thing with marijuana plants because they want female plants. So,
unwanted
yeah,
male
it's common
dairy
practice.
calves. Dairy cows have around 3 to 4 calvings before being slaughtered for their flesh. But what happens when farmers are not in need of more female calves? This is where semen from beef cattle comes into it. Farmers can opt to impregnate their dairy cows with semen from beef sires, which will produce crossbred calves that are genetically ideal for beef. This way,
Awesome.
the cows are still being impregnated to keep the milk flowing, but on top of this, dairy farmers will also be able to maximise their profits from the specific calves their dairy herd produces. I'll let this farmer explain.
But over the past 2 years, we've been using exclusively just sex semen and beef semen. The reasons for that is that we want to maximise our genetic gain, so we're only serving our best cows to sex semen. Everything else gets served to beef. And the upshot of that is that we're producing a better quality calf, beef calf, which we sell for
What's the
more
issue?
money, which improves our bottom line.
Well, there you go. They want to maximise their bottom line.
Oh no! Exposed! Exposed! Wow, dude. Obviously, they're creating a product. They're creating meat. Obviously, they want to maximize that. They're working their butts off. Obviously, they want to get their money's worth. Wow, shocking. You exposed the dairy industry. Hey guys! Thank you so much from Dust Until Spawn. Gonna read it out in a second. Actually, there's nothing attached to it. Just a $2 donation. Thank you so much. And a level up sticker. Thank you so much. From Dust Until Spawn. Becomes a regular supporter around here. Thank you so much, brother. Yeah, you exposed the dairy industry, dude. They want to make money. Wow.
Everything farmers do is to maximise their bottom line. In my opinion, I don't think they stopped killing bull calves on farms for welfare reasons at all. I think they did it for economic reasons.
Wow. That's what you think. Man, this guy really thinks he's exposing something.
Facility.
He really believes he's... I don't know what he believes. He thinks he's saving the world with his activism. You're just running around masked on a farm at night, dude. I could have invited you myself.
They're at this sperm farm.
The sperm. He loves cow jizz. You're right, guys. You're right. He loves it.
Massive gates.
Massive gates, massive gloves, massive cow jizz.
Huge fence, 10-foot fence.
Huge udders, huge bald semen.
Covered in bushes.
Bushes.
It looks like a big prison.
He's licking his lips.
Trying to show you guys. Because there's cameras all around this thing.
What's your point, Joey? Yeah, that's the question, right? What is your point, bro? Dude, you're on a farm at night. That's it. You didn't show anything. How is this even a movie?
What is that, dude?
You guys are the best, man. He looks like he is dressed as sperm. Yeah, he is the bull sperm. He wants to be it. It's a complete experience.
Look at the size of this facility. Look at the size of this fence here. Huge razor wire fence. That's...
Yeah, there is a huge fence. Wow. Boah, man, this is so boring. I really expected more, man. There's a huge fence. Yeah, what do you expect, man? No fence? Do you want those animals to run out? Do you want those animals to be eaten by some sort of predator? Wow, there's a huge fence, you guys.
2.5 stories high.
Unbelievable.
They're protecting something in here. The only thing I can think of is because they harvest sperm from these bulls here. They must store it in there. Because the sperm must be worth so much money.
So how much is the
That is the actual white gold. Ah, now I get it, man. I thought he was talking about milk. For Joey, it's all about that cow sperm.
sale of semen really worth? I did a little digging into some
Yeah,
of the UK's
he's
leading
James Bond.
semen distributors.
Joey
I
Bond.
found prices ranging from as low as £6 per straw for semen collected from a limousine breed, £36 a straw from a Holstein breed, and some breeds were fetching up to £100 per straw.
Yeah, wow, dude. Did you know that you can find the same thing in dogs? Did you know that? In pit bulls, in Rottweilers, Doberman dogs, you can do the same. This is common practice everywhere.
So let's do the
Wow.
math. On average, a Holstein bull can produce 80,000 to 110,000
Look at the investigation, man.
straws
Wow.
of semen annually. So in theory, a stud bull could make a semen producer between £660,000 all the way up to £11 million per year. Garth,
I don't believe it, but that would be pretty amazing. I should get into that business.
a 1-ton bovine stud from a farm in Kent, once called Britain's biggest cash cow, produced £800,000 of semen every month. As stated in this
Wait a second. One cow, 800,000 pounds of semen? I doubt that, bro. Let me just rewind. But now that he is about turn 3, Garth is embarking on a career as one of the world's most sought after sires, able to produce more than 800,000 pounds of semen every month. So Garth is who? Is that the farmer? Garth who lives in... Okay, so he is a farmer, alright. So he has many cows, and in total he makes 800,000 pounds. That is pretty impressive, man. That's a great business.
£100,000 of semen every month. As
Amazing.
stated in this article from Canada, where they export more than $100 million worth of semen from super studs
It really is the white gold. Do you see this, guys? No, man. And I was really innocently thinking this about milk.
every year, bull semen is like white gold. A bull with a star pedigree can produce money shots worth $50,000.
Oh, man, that's amazing.
$600,000 a month. There's even been
Joey, you're so sick, bro.
reports of thieves targeting
Oh, you're so sick, bro. You're so sick, man. You're so far off, bro. Oh, man. Roxanne, thank you so much for the super chat. £9 here. I appreciate it. Thank you so much, Roxanne. Unfortunately, no question attached. Guys, as I always say, if you super chat, if you do the Streamlabs donations, please attach a question if you want to. That is, of course, because then I can read it out right away. And that is the whole purpose for super chats. Obviously, they're prioritized over the other chats. If you want to support, you get your questions answered. Thank you so much anyways for your support, Roxanne. Okay, that being said, this is like a parody, man. Unbelievable. out of all out of all the documentaries, so we had Earthlings. Earthlings was essentially about everything, right? It was about the fur industry, it was about chickens, pigs, and whatnot, but it was predominantly about the States. And then you had The Land of Hope and Glory, done by Edward Gaunt. It was about the UK. Then you had Forks Over Knives, which was about healthy eating. You had What the Health, which was obviously about health as well. Then you had The Game Changers, which was about being fit as a vegan, sure thing. And many, many other niches. So essentially they talked about everything. And now Joey Carbstrong comes around with a great idea. What hasn't been discussed? Bull semen, the white gold. Yes, bro.
As stated,
amazing, amazing.
Semen is not only extremely valuable for direct sale, but is an integral part of the dairy and beef industries. Without it, the whole industry would collapse.
So let's steal the semen.
No wonder this place was like Fort Knox.
You got to think the amount of selective breeding these animals have. You know, a valuable genetic line. Keeping it all in this high security.
High security.
It's eye-opening.
It's just.
Okay, so
Dude, if that product is really worth $800,000, yeah, you should protect it, no?
we've had to.
Makes sense. He's gonna steal some semen. Test the quality, bro.
Waiting back because there's a light on and it's
But what is he so shocked about right now? I really don't understand. What is he shocked about now? You're just going through, checking cows, checking semen. What are you shocked about, bro?
high alert because the lights are off, so we're gonna head back in.
It's very sad, no?
Film some of these cows in here. Oh, so this is the barn where they're kept.
Oh, no.
It's hard to see. It's
Swix, you're right on, man. We all have to grab some gloves. If that is the type of money in there, man, I'm grabbing the gloves right now. I want that white gold, bro.
pitch black.
Hey, Javid, Ben Cosme, thank you so much, man. I appreciate it. $3 by Javid. Do you believe the red pill and MGTOW view on female instinct hypergamy? Do you believe it's real? No, I haven't looked into it. I didn't even know that they believed that. But absolutely not. I mean, if you look into the science of humans, we are made to pair bond. And hypergamy definitely comes down to certain males that still have it after having one partner. So we are more hypergamous than women. But women hypergamous, not at all. A healthy, sane woman, not at all. I mean, obviously we're all products of our environment. And therefore, if you are in the red pill community, quote unquote, think about it logically. What are you pursuing? Most of them will pursue certain women in their 20s. I don't think that many of them go for women in their 30s and 40s, etc. But even if, because there's actually this little window, so you have the woman from, let's say, 16 to 25, 6-ish, where they can be very, very slutty. And then after that window, they settle down. They try to. So 26, 27, 28, 29, 31 to... This is where they usually settle down, and this is when they get married and forget about their slutty past, usually. But if they then get divorced, then they become very active again in their mid-30s to 40s. So therefore, it's basically the women that are off the market most of the time are somewhere in their mid-20s to early 30s before they either come back again or stay away for good. Nevertheless, a healthy woman, which has a healthy psychology, a healthy upbringing, is not hypergamous by nature. So by nature, definitely not. She might be misled and might be into it nowadays, but I wouldn't say that is the nature of the woman, and we have to work around to understand that. Of course not. As I said, it is the environment that makes the perception, and therefore people in the MGTOW community or red pill community or whatnot, they will face a lot of women of that category, and therefore they probably assume that women are just like that. But that is like going to gyms all the time and thinking, yeah, guys just want to lift weights. So that is not all guys out there. And for most of human history, we didn't lift weights either. So therefore, no, it is not the nature of the woman. A healthy woman is monogamous by nature. Anyways, thank you so much, Javid. Appreciate it, brother. I'm going to proceed a little bit with this documentary here, The White Gold. I have a good laugh, and then we're going to jump into the articles and maybe other videos. Look at this. What is so disturbing about this, man? Their cows in their barn. Why do you play this music? You're there when it's dark. You are the intruder. What is shocking about this? I really don't get it.
Hello.
Hello. Hello. Can I have your semen, please?
Still there.
Hello.
Hello. The others are all back there, kicking back, but this one here is brave. They're very cautious, aren't they?
They're very cautious. Hey, yeah, what do you expect, dude?
Hey, buddy.
Hey, buddy.
So these are really big bulls. These are...
Yeah, actually you should stay away from bulls like that. They could attack you. Dude, what's the point?
I'll take the semen.
I'm really wondering, I'm trying to put myself into the perspective of back in the day when I was a vegan, and I'm really wondering if this would have shocked me in any type of way. I think it might have, because I really didn't go to farms when I was a vegan. Just when I stopped being vegan, that's when I really started going to farms, trying to understand the whole ecosystem. And this is really when I started seeing, oh wow, it's actually really, really good for animals. There's nothing bad about this. So I really think that only if you haven't visited farms and don't understand what is really going on, those dark pictures seem terrifying to you. It's interesting how he manipulates. Anyways, I see here that you can't really see his face properly. Let me just try to adjust this, because we have another beautiful shot of good old Joey here. Let me just... No. Try to fix this up like so. You can't really see his forehead, man. It's absolutely horrendous yet again. Let me see if I can zoom into this video. This doesn't help. 1 second. Let me just try to zoom into it. Aspect ratio, crop. Nah, this won't do it. Nah, this won't do it. Unfortunately, you can't really see this here, man. It's a shame, because the wrinkles on the forehead, the hollow eyes, he really looks like some sort of... Yeah, I can't name it here. Survivor. You know what I mean. Wow, dude. It's really scary. I can't zoom into the video, can I? Nah. Unfortunately. Anyways, terrible. Hollow eyes, as always.
Distribute it, use it to inseminate females here too. Like, they're breeding more bulls to continue that genetic line. They look big and scary, but they're really super gentle, timid, shy.
Yeah.
Animal.
Try jumping over the fence. Let's see what happens.
Very easily dominated by humans.
Yeah, but that's the whole point, right? They are easily dominated by humans. And it is a symbiotic relationship after all, because we, as the predatory species in this case, them as the herbivores, we have the best case scenario for them and for us. They have the best living conditions, and we have the best food. Semen hunters, yeah, with Joey Carpstrong. Joey Carp porn. Joey White Gold. So what's up now, man? What's the point, bro? With what will you shock us? Why does he wear this? Night 3. He's coming back. Look at this. He's coming back 3 times, this sick pervert. For what? For what are you coming back, man?
massive dairy farm.
What's going on? Why?
If you can see it off in the distance. Lights are.
Why do you keep on visiting dairy farms?
It's a big intensive dairy farm.
Wow, this guy is so sick, man.
So this is where things get interesting. As we were walking to go approach the dairy farm, we seen a worker with a flashlight
Disturbing.
walking around looking for us.
Yeah, wow, shocking. You're trespassing, idiot. Wow.
I had to turn off my camera. And we all hid in a ditch.
Oh. Why are you
I
hiding, man?
expect to be spending my Saturday night hiding in a ditch.
He didn't expect this. Ooh, poor Joey. Poor Joey. Who forced you to trespass on the dairy farm, man? Wow, dude. Oh, I didn't expect this.
But that's just the way it turned out.
What? Oh, this is amazing. Can you see? Can you see the suffering? Is he
After about 30 minutes, the coast was clear and we had to abort the mission.
The mission. The mission. Dude, you're like a 12-year-old sneaking into a farm. Wow. The mission. Sicko, man.
Although the first attempt left
Sick
me
guy.
startled, I really wanted to film in a large, intensive UK.
Yeah, and this is exactly what you just saw there, right? This is what I described in the beginning. Let me try to rewind this. I'm getting hungry. I think I need a protein shake with dairy.
Although the
So here you can see it in the background especially. This is all cow habitat. All of it. I can see it, I can recognize it. This is not used for monocultures. This is grassland. And this is where the cows graze, and this is when they come back into their barns. They do it by themselves.
first attempt left me startled, I really wanted to film in a large, intensive UK dairy farm. So, even with the high risk of getting caught, I decided to attempt it again a few nights later.
All for the animals, bro.
Second try. The last time we attempted
Night
this
4.
a couple of nights back.
Man, this is a parody. This can't be real.
Past us. We
He
think
means
we
it.
alerted them somehow, but we had to take cover and then abort the mission. So
His eyes are looking like those of prey animals. Yeah, now they really do, man. He's transforming into a herbivore.
we're gonna try again tonight. See how we go. See if we can show you what happens in these big mega dairies.
More white gold for Joey. Joey come strong. Not him. He probably doesn't come strong at all anymore. This is great. I really don't know why I haven't reacted to him any sooner. That's amazing.
Cows all over here. Big indoor barns here. This place is massive.
So what if it is massive? He says that as if it is something negative. What's negative about it?
They're just babies.
Oh no. They've been
See, they're trying to
tortured.
suckle.
They suckle. They suckle. Yeah, that's what they all do, man. Nah, dude, no matter which animal it is, even if they're getting enough milk, if you put their hand in, they suckle. That's all they do.
Young. Look at this baby. Their mothers are all over
They're just there living on water now, Joey. They don't get any milk.
here in these
They die. As you can see, malnourished. The only one malnourished there is Joey.
They can hear their calves calling out for them. And they can't reach them.
Again, he speaks the cow language.
How sickening. How sad. Look at
Oh,
this
it's
little
just
baby
sad. Just terrible.
here. Hello, darling.
Oh, darling. Hello, darling. Cow's just mooing. It's so sad. Look at his look, man.
I can smell something in here.
He can smell the white gold.
Like a dead body.
Yes.
There's a dead body around
dead
there.
body.
Let's see, look at this.
Where's the dead body? Even if there is a dead body, by the way, I haven't watched this. That happens all the time, you know that. There is infant death, if you will, in humans, and there's, of course, yeah, even puppy death in cows, rabbit death. Many, many baby animals simply die. Not because of mistreatment, but they simply die. That's
At
it.
any one time, approximately 25% of all dairy cows are lame, and over a 1 year period, there'll be around 55 cases of
Sad
lameness
music
per 100
to
cows.
manipulate you emotionally. Yeah, so and as you can see, yet again, now, what is the argument now? There are the calves with the mother cow, right? There they are. So yeah, now maybe she's old, she's lame, fair enough. But there she is. They are the calves. So what is your argumentation now again? They always switch the argument. Before that you said, oh, the poor babies, they're just alone. Now there's a cow. Now they are, but the cow is lame.
Okay, darling.
Always something, man.
The whole back of her body is just skin and bones. So, I'm not sure why they've got her kept in here. She might be
What?
ready to be cold.
To be what? To be gold? The violin music, yeah, of course, man. You have to feel sad like him right now. Will he kiss the cow? Will he kiss the cow? Let's bet. What do you think? I'm not gonna play it. Come on, guys. Yes or no? In the chat. Will he kiss it? Yes or no? I'm not playing this video until you say it. Yes or no? Will he kiss the cow? I type yes. I type yes. Here we go. What do you guys think? Will he kiss the cow or not? Let's wait. Let's wait. I want to see your reactions. Yes, huh? Probably no. Yes. I think yes, man. I think he's gonna kiss it. I think he's going straight ahead for that white gold. Oh man, this is the best video ever, dude. It's so amazing. It's so boring and retarded and funny at the same time. Mixed emotions over here. Joy. French kiss. At least. We have a few no's here. Thank you so much, David Ben Scone, again, $3. Appreciate it, brother. Future hypergamy debunked video. I didn't fully understand what you said, but thanks for responding. Yeah, I might as well do a video on that. It would be great, man, because I don't watch any MGTOW content at all. If you guys, maybe you're watching this offline as well, then please in the comment section, and now in the chat you can try too, please let me know which MGTOW or Red Pill or whatever content would be great to react to. I would do it right away. I simply do not know what to watch. I don't know what to look for. So if you know anybody in that scene that is worth reacting to, then please let me know. I will definitely check it out. You say you didn't fully understand it. Okay, let me cut it simple, cut it short. Women in their natural state, when they're not traumatized, are monogamous. That's that. However, it is very, very hard to find a woman nowadays that is not traumatized. The same, however, applies to most men as well. Okay? Therefore, hypergamy for women is very unnatural. Essentially, there is a spiritual and physical biological bond when people have sex. And that applies to both sexes yet again, but it is much more dramatic for the female. And I said it in one of my videos as well, the man that has sex with that woman for the first time owns that woman for the rest of her life, ultimately. Because there's this bond that you cannot get rid of. You can tell yourself that it's gone, it's all fine, and I believe that women can overcome it as well and get into a very, very meaningful relationship. But nevertheless, there is always a scar that stays. That virginity that has been given up. It is very sacred. To be totally honest, it is the only real sacred thing about the woman. And if she gives it up, then, well, she's free to go. Back in the day, prostitutes would give sex for money. Nowadays... Thank you very much. I'm going to read out in a second. Nowadays, however, you have a lot of free prostitution happening, essentially. And yeah, anyways, long story short, a woman in a healthy mindset, a woman that has a good parenting around her, a good father, a good mother, wouldn't go down that route and wouldn't get traumatized and wouldn't be hypergamous. But nowadays, you can find many women that go down that route, but yet again, it is not their nature at all. Zero. They don't need it. This is why oftentimes you will hear that if you are in a meaningful relationship, women will say that the sex is just getting better and better and better and better and better for them. For men, on the other hand, they would be the more hypergamous creature that still looks for different women. But again, in a natural state, a woman is not hypergamous. That's pretty much it. Thank you so much, and thank you again, Javid, for the $1. I appreciate it. The cow is hypergamous if it kisses Joey. Cow tongue is delish. Yeah, probably, dude. What a slut that cow is. We will see. We will see. On the other hand, it's actually not the cow. It's innocent. It's getting raped by Joey if he decides to kiss. Okay. Equality Communism says, Bobby, with all due respect, you do not understand what hypergamy is. Learn what the word means. You're confusing permissiveness with hypergamy. No, hypergamy, the way that I understand it, I stand corrected if I'm wrong. I would say that hypergamy is, of course, the interest in many men, ideally at the same time as well. Or at, let's say, the same context, having many multiple partners, many different men. So, yeah, it's basically the same. Even if it would be in a, let's say, relationship type of way, where a woman has many relationships, it's still the same thing. So, yeah, a woman, ideally, healthy woman, is not into hypergamy. Okay. Okay, now let's see. Now we have the reveal here. I am curious, just as you guys. Let's see if he kisses the calf.
Fate of UK male dairy calves is either to be reared for beef, live exported to Europe.
Close, close. But the calf kissed him. The
2022,
calf is the slut,
they can still
after
be
all.
shot on the farm. As these boys were kept separate with an injured cow, who is most likely going to be culled.
Yeah, now it's the cow that's being culled. It's not the mother now. They always find something, again.
And since the ban of shooting calves on farms had not come into force yet,
Why would it?
I did not have a good feeling about the imminent fate of these babies.
Wow.
This is where all the mothers are, pregnant mothers about to give birth. This pen here's for carving.
Okay.
One of the cruelest
So what is wrong with that
main
now?
parts of the dairy industry is the separation of the calf from their mother. Like humans, cows have a 9-month pregnancy, and like other mammals, they have a very strong maternal bond
Okay.
with their baby. Yet across the board in the dairy industry, calves are taken immediately after birth.
That is not common practice at all. And you know that, man. And this one video, I remember that, this video that you just showed, that is actually from Earthling Ed's documentary. So I wouldn't trust any of it. The music.
They're all on the concrete floor. That's terrible. It's not good. There's feces everywhere. Cold, wet. Disgusting.
Yeah, disgusting, dude. Ah, man, again, you would have the same thing anywhere. On a sanctuary farm, whatever you have, they piss and shit all day. What do you expect? All day.
This place is huge, man.
This facility
He loves it. He really
was
loves
so
it.
large it was mind-blowing.
Yeah, and there are cows outside.
Some more calves there.
That's just...
So in here, it's a big, round one. I think this thing rotates. It's one of those big circular,
It's just circular.
massive exploitation machine.
Exploitation.
Can you hear the cow?
Okay, guys. Hey, I had enough. I'm just gonna fast forward quickly to see what else he will expose there. Okay, cows, milking, more calves. More calves, people, bad people. Yeah, exactly. Exactly.
You can imagine
Let
how
me show you this.
uncomfortable that would be on their hips and their bones and their joints, just carrying all this milk around.
Yeah.
You can actually see how much they're struggling walking around on this cold, wet concrete.
Again, you're there at night, and this is what they do. They eat, piss, and shit. So, I hope I can see that scene
Understand why they
here.
get injuries and lameness,
There it
because
is.
that was the most.
Yeah. That's what they do. That's what they do. They just piss and shit. They do not care. It doesn't bother them at all. They actually like it. See? Right in front of you, dude. This is how aware this cow is. Right in front of you, just pisses and shits. Doesn't care one bit about you.
This cow's sick, something wrong with her stomach.
Yeah. What's wrong with her stomach? That's cows. That's what they do. They graze and then they shit all the time.
That was just wet diarrhea, so...
It's okay.
I tried to walk as slow as I could, so as not to startle the cows.
Yeah, no chance that they let him in there without any type of supervision, because again, as I said, the lights are on. This is definitely planned. 100% staged.
They seemed very uneasy.
How are they uneasy? They're chilling there, pissing and shitting. If the music wouldn't be on, nothing would be uneasy about this. And you know it. But vegans don't know it. Wow.
They seem incredibly spooked for cows who are so used to being
Yeah, I would be spooked as well if I would see those eyes, man.
handled
Your eyes.
by people. It wouldn't be unusual for people to be walking through here. It's a dairy farm.
It's a dairy
It
farm.
just seems spooked, like...
Yeah, you think it's spooky? You're not creepy at all, bro. Come in there with your camera team. They don't know you. It's night time. The lights are on at night all of a sudden. Not strange, no.
They're afraid of getting hit or something.
Kappelmeier, Dankeschön. Thank you very much. $3.39. Appreciate it. He says, the last judgment is coming. The question is only when. The earth will be cleansed from all evil. If this is true and the elite accelerates this process, why are they doing it? Shouldn't they be afraid for themselves, or is this also part of destiny? Very, very interesting question, man. Let me just take a sip of water here. So, ultimately, I believe in a form of determinism, if you will, and therefore it's all part of the plan. Why they want it must have to do with their perspective on the whole, of course, because they are working for what we call the Antichrist. We see them as the bad guys. They probably see themselves as the good guys fulfilling prophecy. So there's always a different side of the coin perspective, so to speak. And therefore, what we are taught within our religions is, of course, not what they are taught within their secret societies. And of course, there has been a lot of exposition on secret societies, but nevertheless, I stand firm in my conviction that we, of course, do not know everything. Nobody here on the internet, no matter how great they are at researching, no matter how many exposés they have done on the Rockefellers and Rothschilds, etc., etc., they haven't had any coffee with them yesterday, so they don't really know what is going on. Therefore, it's all assumptions. Ultimately, the only thing I can assume is that they want to bring by. Thank you so much, McDonald's. Going to read it out in a second. Therefore, I can only assume that they are playing their part within this history, and they have to fulfill their prophecy within their frameworks. That's how I see it. So therefore, we are simply, in many ways, the bystanders, kind of waiting for things to happen and trying to go towards God to try to do good within this world. But at the same time, those other real events have to happen before it happens. So therefore, be it building of certain buildings, or be it certain prophecies that have to be fulfilled, such as chipping, etc., etc. So somebody has to do that job as well. As I said, ultimately I am deterministic. That being said, I do believe that they have a totally different perspective on the whole. I mean, if we take a very normie-ish example, speaking about Satanists, most Satanists nowadays, I'm not talking about the real Satanists, but people that identify with the Church of Satan or whatnot, They believe it is a liberating movement, and they believe that Satan is essentially the good guy and Jehovah is the bad guy. So it's all flipped and twisted, and they play a different position in the whole game. This is how I see it. And therefore, they will have to fulfill it. Everybody has to fulfill what God has predetermined for them. That is that. Other than that, the judgment is coming. We will see, man. We will really see. The end of days has been prophesied a billion of times, and oftentimes people really thought, now this is it. It could be it, most definitely, but we do not know that. If I look at it, it could simply be the end of the civilization as well, because if we look at civilizations, at empires, I talked about this in my previous video as well, they fall when they're the most arrogant, they fall when they're the most degenerate. We see a lot of transsexualism, etc. within those societies. This is when they fall, decadence, gluttony, and we are definitely there. That doesn't necessarily mean that it is the biblical end times, however, but it very well could be. It could be. And it could be, of course, that we are entering them. If we are really entering the end times, then I would say we're doing that. We're just entering, and it is not the end yet, because for it to be the end times, it has to get much, much worse still. Because let's be honest, it is pretty bad at the moment, but it's not that bad. It really isn't that bad. So if you can't go to certain restaurants, etc., things like that have been around prior. Segregation, etc. You had that before. So now, of course, it is a medicinal apartheid. But it doesn't really matter, because it's not so different after all. It becomes, of course, different once the chips are implanted, people are starting uploading their consciousness, etc., etc., you name it. This is when it gets really bad, and I think that would classify then as end times, but we're not there yet. Because honestly, think about this technocratic society. It can get way worse before we consider it to be really the end times. That's how I see it. Anyways, Kappelmeier, Dankeschön. Thank you so much, bro. McDonald, thank you for the $5. I appreciate it. Joey's not looking good, he says. God bless Bobby. God bless you, McDonald. God bless all of you. Thank you so much for your ongoing support, guys. I appreciate it. Thank you. Merci beaucoup. Dankeschön. Fala. Yeah, that being said, he definitely does not look good, man. As I said, and as I showed in this video, his skin is scary. Very thin. The veins. Looks terrible. Okay, a couple more minutes of this. We have a Joey Carpstrong here in the chat. I wish it would be the real one, man. My documentary was brilliant. I'm a world-class movie maker. Ed taught me his ways. He definitely did. You're doing phenomenal, bro. Okay. Yeah, so as I said, this is really nothing scary for anybody that has been visiting a farm. This is simply a barn outside. They leave. They piss and shit a lot. There's a lot of cows. Tomorrow it's going to get cleaned again, and then they're going to shit again. That's what they do.
Imagine how exhausting it would be to be her carrying all that weight around in her udder.
Yeah, but what should she do? She's a cow.
Okay,
so this is the grand finale, essentially, of the documentary. He's in a barn, dude. That's it. And this should scare you off somehow.
You walk through one of these and you're like, oh,
So I can...
that's exactly what it smells like in a cow.
Dairy farm.
That's it. That's it,
How much
dude.
longer will humanity continue to exploit these gentle, vulnerable beings for needless products we have alternatives for?
Alternatives?
When will
What?
the public evolve past the subjugation of animals?
Evolve.
When will the good-hearted people of the world live vegan?
Yes! Produced, edited even, by Joey Carpstrong, the bull semen hunter, white gold. Applause, guys. Big cheers, big cheers. Joey! Joey! Phenomenal. Phenomenal. Absolutely unbelievable. Wow, dude, this is investigative research at its finest. I've never seen anything so good, so well done. Phenomenal job, Joey. You deserve an Oscar, a Golden Globe. a Nobel Peace Prize, probably as well. Absolutely phenomenal. I can't believe that I never reacted to him, man, but this was definitely worth it. Phenomenal. Again, Joey, in case you're watching, I would really love to discuss your bull semen fetish here on my channel. You are more than invited. I know you will say no, but don't be shy. I would love to interview you. You can share your ideas over here. We can talk about veganism or anything else. If you have any other hobbies as well, let me know if you're up to the task. A white golden globe, just a white globe. White gold. Oh man, White Gold, a movie by Joey Carpstrong. This is so great. Okay, fantastic. We had another super chat. Thank you so much again, Javid. Hey guys, come on man. Only Javid is supporting here. Don't let him down. This is not fair. If you want to support this channel, as I said, even with as little as with $1, please support via Streamlabs or Super Chats. Support your boy over here. Boomer boy Bobby. Thank you so much, guys. Javid, $3. My eyes look sort of like Joey's when I practice long juice fasting. Yeah, not recommended, bro. It does look like drug addict, but also is an indicator that the mind is super awake. I miss that mental energy sometimes. I didn't need much sleep and was very productive. I understand what you mean, 100%. I don't want to say I miss it, but it was very exciting, especially in my late 20s. I was still experiencing raw veganism, experimenting with it, and there was definitely an alertness to it. So I understand what you mean. I was super awake when I would get up right away. I couldn't wait to get out of bed. It seemed very energetic, but now looking back, this is what damaged me so much. Because it is fight or flight mode. Essentially, you get ready to hunt down some prey and to get your nutrition, but you never will as a vegan. And this is why it is so energizing, but at the same time so destructive. So yeah, I understand what you mean. Sometimes I would like to have that state again. But at the same time, because I know how destructive it is, I'm much rather in my calm state, relaxed state, and it's just fine like this. Even though I said to myself that if I ever get the chance, because I've been following some food channels lately, and I saw they were eating Wagyu steak for $1,000. So if I ever get the chance to eat a $1,000 Wagyu steak, then I will go vegan 1 week before that. 100%. Just to enjoy it oh so much more, for sure. Joey Carpstrong, I would love to come on the show. Yeah, I wish that would be the case, man, but you're not the real Joey, unfortunately. But yeah, I would definitely love to have Joey Carpstrong on. If anybody can convince him, please do so. Anyways, thank you so much, everybody, for the support yet again. What, we're already at 2 hours of the stream? Wow, that went fast, man. That went really fast. Okay, then let's jump into the articles now. The reason why I titled this live stream the way that I did. The jab question over here. Let me open this up. Here we go. Okay, this one is a German article. Let's jump right in. Like so. This is Welt. Welt is a the mainstream outlet in Germany. So this is not some conspiracy page. This is not some random gunk on the internet. And this is most definitely not my own perspective here. So this is not my 2 cents. It is just investigative research, if you will, YouTube. We're just showing what Welt published over here. Let me translate it into English for you from German. So, question mark on the mRNA jab. 14 months after the first jab, BioNTech and Moderna are still without proper approval. Or you don't say. It's actually very misleading because even Pfizer is not with proper approval. They have an approval, but it's not a proper approval either. Just 1 second, guys. I'm dissolving again. Let me try something. Maybe this works. 1 second. Is this better? A little bit, right? 1 second. Try to bring the filtering down to a minimum. Here we go. Hey, more or less, right? Now the background's flickering a bit, but it's fine. It's fine. Better like looking than like Santa Claus. Okay, so 14 months after the first jab, BioNTech and Moderna are still without proper approval because essential studies are missing. The process is unusual, or you don't say. Doctors and pharmacy experts have questions. Very interesting, yet again, 14 months later, now you have the mainstream outlets talking about this as well. This is why I'm very, very, very curious about this year. When you ask me, I personally believe that the goals have been reached, and I think that this whole Kudat situation will come to a halt or to an end even in 2022. So right now, maybe during the summer period. We will see. We will see what will go on, because I believe there will be much, much more coming, be it green passports or whatnot, but this is just the first step of that, of course. However, I think the narrative is pretty much done. Okay. However, to date, neither of the two mRNA jabs has been sufficiently researched. Oh no, you don't say. And this is so insane to me, man. You know that it hasn't been researched right from the get-go. When it has been administered, it hasn't been researched. So now you already administered it to millions of people. So they are the testing group. And now you realize, it's still not really researched. Wow, who believes this stuff? Unbelievable, man. To meet the standards for proper approval by the European Medicines Agency. They are still legally in circulation, but only provisionally and for a limited period of time by means of a limited conditional approval. Yes. So now I cannot see this without buying it or what? Let me just see something. Like so. Anyways, I just wanted to show you this because ultimately, I mean, what do you expect from normies? The only reason why I show you this is, of course, because I believe this should fuel the narrative of slowly but surely getting away from this whole Kudat scenario and getting into the next one. They will give you a breather, however. You will have some holidays in between, that is for sure. Look at this. New highly virulent HIV strain discovered in the Netherlands. New AIDS, super AIDS. We've been waiting for that one. Look at this here. This one is from October 2020, so 1.5 years ago. Interesting, no? Pretty much when they started with the jabbing, some jabs could increase risk of HIV, researchers warn. So they warned you. And this is how they do it. They warn you somewhere, and now it's up to you to listen to that info or to say, oh well, that is conspiracy. I'm going to listen to the mainstream narrative. And the next thing you know, you have super AIDS. Interesting, right? Let's read this. This is 1.5 years old. Some jabs candidates currently under development could increase susceptibility to HIV, a group of researchers has warned. A modified virus being used in 4 jab contenders, called adenovirus, has been shown to increase transmission of the AIDS virus in the past. The researchers wrote in a cautionary tale published in the Lancet Medical Journal. We love Lancet. Thank you so much, David. Again, thank you so much. As I said, guys, poor David here. You only let David donate. You're not helping out. What is this? Thank you so much, David. I appreciate it, brother. Nevertheless, $5. Thank you so much. Get your MGTOW content from Turd Flinging Monkey. That's a real channel. His old videos are gold. He's on BitChute now. He's banned from YouTube, but you'll find some old vids and debates around. Turd Flinging Monkey. Okay, fair enough, man. I'm definitely going to check it out. But as I said, if you have something that I should critique, if his content is gold, is good, then probably not so good to react to, I guess. Anyways, I'm definitely going to check it out and see what's what. Thank you so much again, Javid. Appreciate it, bro. Okay. The ET5 strain used in a potential HIV jab a decade ago was found to make some men more vulnerable to HIV in placebo-controlled trials. So there you go. Very strange that is, right? Some sort of mRNA technology that compromises your immune system could lead to an autoimmune disorder. You don't say. The researchers are warning that more needs to be learned about the side effect before jabs are rolled out to vulnerable populations. This was 1.5 years ago. If I were in a sub-Saharan African country and making a decision as to what I would want for my country for a general population use of a jab, I don't see why I would pick an ET5 vector jab when there are many other alternative choices. Professor Lawrence Corey, one of the co-authors of The Lancet warning, told Science Mag. Etc., you name it. This was 1.5 years ago. There were warnings for people that did a little bit of research, but of course the normies didn't listen. They simply listened to their TV and took the jab nevertheless. Who cares which one? Just give me any one. And now, all of a sudden, this one is from February, here just 2 weeks ago, highly virulent strain, HIV strain, discovered in the Netherlands out of a sudden. Strange. Oxford researchers announced Thursday the discovery of a highly virulent strain of HIV that has been lurking in the Netherlands for decades. Sure. But because of the effectiveness of modern treatments is no cause for alarm. It's all good, no worries. And only the modern humans, the new humans that are inoculated, they get it. Probably. The analysis published Thursday in the journal Science showed that patients infected with what they call the VB variant had 3.5 to 5.5 times higher levels of the virus in their blood than those infected with other variants, as well as a more rapidly fading immune system. Interesting. However, the study also found that after starting treatment, individuals with the VB variant had similar immune system recovery and survival to individuals with other HIV variants. Blah, blah, blah. Like Greta says, in the end, they're going to find all kinds of explanations why it is anything but the jab. Anything but the jab. You will see all kinds of more things. You saw it already. Now they say that the football players that are dying of the jab, they're just getting heart attacks because they're so stressed. It's such a stressful environment. I even saw posts that claimed, there's no joke, they claimed that football players get heart attacks because of the whistle. Thank you so much, Javid. Gonna read out in a second. That's really what they say. They say that the football players, they get so scared of the whistle nowadays, and this is why they die of heart attacks. Yeah. Javid Benscom says, again, thank you so much, brother, for the donation. I recommend TFM, so from Church Flying Monkey, not to critique, instead to learn more about MGTOW. Yeah, thank you very much. I'll check him out, but I'm not too keen on MGTOW myself. I'm more interested in family building, so I don't really care for men going their own way. But nevertheless, I'll check it out. Thank you so much. Hey Bobby, could you watch Earthling Ed's video on him debating a female university student 2 weeks ago? Vegans are bashing her. I reacted to him, but not to that video. So yeah, I might check that out as well. Okay. Yeah, we have the hench herbivore fake here as well. Man, I really wished he does personalized meal plans and training plans. I really want to buy one of hench. That would have been so funny. Anyways, guys, that is that. Now we don't want to get into deeper waters with that. Let's just show something American Christian again, because those guys are absolutely phenomenal to me. United Church of Christ pastor celebrates her abortion. I've never felt more loved by God. Yeah, it's not the devil. That's God. That's God. Applause. So here you go. This is no joke. I did a little bit of digging on that church, this United Church of Christ. Danke dir, Kappelmeier, für deinen deutschen Kanal. Schau dir Mr. Raw an, Rohveganer Guru. Mit seiner Beratung hat meine Gesundheit stark gelitten. Schau dir das Video, die wichtigste Mahlzeit des Tages, Minute 30:19. Er ernährt sein Kind hauptsächlich mit Ergänzungsmitteln. Ach du grüne Neune. Dankeschön, Kappelmeier. Thank you so much, brother. This is a recommendation for a reaction video for my German channel. As I said, I reacted to one person. I'm not going to disclose it yet, but it was in my comments. People wanted to see it. And yeah, I have to edit that thing. And hopefully it will be up Tuesday, Wednesday. So I'm going to definitely work much more on my German channel as well. It was actually hard for me to react in German. So the first reaction will be a little bit clunky probably, but I'm getting better at it for sure. Anyways, I'm definitely going to check out Mr. Raw. That is saddening. That is disgusting. He said that he's feeding his kid supplements. Wow. Okay, now let's get back to this. So I did some digging on the United Church of Christ, and they have been supporting abortion. So therefore there's nothing new there. But now let's have a look. Obviously, as you can see, Black Lives Matter emblem here. It's always white chicks that support Black Lives Matter. Hilarious. Let's read this. A Maryland United Church of Christ pastor claims she never felt more loved by God than when she walked into an abortion facility to abort her unborn baby. Man, those people are so sick, dude. They are so sick. It's beyond repair, really. The West will fall. Told you guys. This is so sickening, man. Especially from somebody that considers being a person of God. Of course, women shouldn't be pastors to begin with, but well. Unlike most Christians, the reverend, that's a reverend for you, who goes to their masses? Who would do that? Who would listen to her? Unbelievable. And then they think they're some sort of Christians. What is this? Really? Unlike most Christians, the Reverend Kaylee McEvoy does not believe her abortion conflicted with her Christian beliefs, according to the Washington Post. She said she prayed about her pregnancy first and believed an abortion was the right thing to do. Wow, man. So first and foremost, I would really love to know, I don't know if we're going to find this out, but if this woman here was married at all, or if this happened out of wedlock as well. If it happened with her partner, at least, this is how they like to call their husbands, I assume. So yeah, it would be very, very interesting to see the circumstance, because if she really is in a committed relationship, let alone a marriage, why would she abort? Let's see. The newspaper shared her story in an article highlighting an increasingly vocal minority of religious leaders in the US who are advocating openly for the killing of unborn babies in abortions. It's part of a wider push by abortion activists. Imagine you're such a lowlife that you're an abortion activist. Imagine how damaged you must be. To attempt to normalize abortion on demand, hoping to sway a public that has not shifted much on the issue in decades. Yeah, thank God. Oh wow. Lately, abortion activists have been targeting Christians with claims from pastors, religious professors, and authors that abortion is a moral good. How can you believe this? Oftentimes I think those are just infiltrators. They can't even be real pastors to begin with. I mean, they're not real pastors to begin with anyways, but I don't even think that they believe that they're pastors. They're infiltrators. Must be. Activists have been targeting Christians with claims from pastors, religious professors, and authors that abortion is a moral good. However, they are finding resistance, you don't say, even among many churchgoers who support abortion. Wow. McEvoy, the pastor of Westmoreland Congregational UCC, that's a long name, in Bethesda, told the Washington Post that she debated whether to tell her congregation about her abortion because even many pro-choice people still do not view it as a social and theological good. So we're just going to call it a social, theological good. Dude, it's either good or it's evil. It's either right or it's wrong. So as a pastor, again, as I said, a woman shouldn't be a pastor to begin with, but as a pastor, you should know that abortion is evil. It's evil. You're destroying God's creation. It is the most evil. Here's more from the report. When the pastor and her then boyfriend, learned in 2016 that she was pregnant, the first place they went was to a cathedral to pray. They're so fake. And to call doctors, offices in search of one to do the abortion. Other visitors to the cathedral happened to try to enter the small chapel where McEvoy was on the phone, but her boyfriend turned them away. She remembers saying something holy is happening here. Wow, they're so mentally ill. But in front of her new congregation, she wondered and worried if they would lose respect for her. Westmoreland, like the suburb of Bethesda it sits in, is full of liberal people who politically support abortion access. Wow. McEvoy felt, but may not be ready to call it a social and theological good. Those people really get together under the disguise of liberalism yet again, and they support each other in killing babies. And they find it good. Wow. And the opposite perspective on that is just brushed off as some sort of conservatism. It's just conservative, it's right wing. No man, it's right and wrong. What you're doing is evil. You're destroying humans' life. Wow. Among her fellow abortion activists, so she is an abortion activist herself, in January, McEvoy was more bold. She described their abortion advocacy as holy in a speech to a group of Christian pro-abortion activists. Look at this. We have Christian pro-abortion activists now. How is that Christian? That's like saying we have Christian LGBT activists. We don't. There's no such thing. Something holy is happening here, friends, she said, according to the newspaper. Most Christians would be disturbed and outraged, you think, at McEvoy's claim that killing an unborn child is something holy. Christianity teaches that an abortion kills a unique, living human being created in the image of God. And shedding innocent blood is one of the things that God hates the most. Child sacrifice repeatedly is condemned in the Bible. Yeah. While some Christians throughout history have rejected the truth about the value of unborn babies and the evil of abortion, Christianity always has opposed abortion. The Bible recognizes unborn babies as valuable human beings. In Luke, Genesis, Psalms, and other passages, Jesus placed great value on children when others in society did not. In Matthew and Proverbs states that one of the things God hates most is the shedding of innocent blood. One of the 10 Commandments prohibits murder. Science also backs up the belief. Biologically, it is well accepted that a living human being with her own unique DNA comes into existence at the moment of conception. Scientists, biology textbooks, and other expert sources agree And it is a reason why many non-religious people also believe abortion is wrong. Christians also believe that God loves and forgives mothers and fathers who have their unborn babies aborted. Who does? When individuals recognize their sin and repent, Christianity teaches that God is abounding in love and willing to forgive. Many pro-life ministries offer post-abortion Bible studies and counseling programs for just this purpose. Yeah, and this is exactly what I have an issue with. Of course, I believe that God is eternally merciful and forgiving, but at the same time, I don't think God is a get-out-of-jail-free card. So you know already what is wrong, and if you know that it's wrong, you cannot do it anyways and then hope for forgiveness. How does that make sense? It's ridiculous. Anyways, that is that article. Very, very shocking, man, to see what with supposed Christianity is happening within the States, but around the world, of course. Another sign of the end times, you could say. Okay, let me just jump into the chat real quick, guys, and then we're gonna get into another vegan-related article. Depart from me. Yes, depart from me, I do not know you. My god, I just joined in and I thought I was in Bizarro universe. Yeah, that's every Sunday around here, bro. And then I shall declare to them, I never knew you, depart from me, you who work lawlessness. Exactly right. And this is again why I always keep on repeating that I identify as Christian, but I do not identify as a Paulian Christian. I don't see how we grew out of the law, how we overcame the law. It doesn't make sense. Grim, welcome back, brother. Yeah, I saw in the beginning that you cannot join in tonight. But today we are long at it. But you missed the whole Joey Carbstrong part, man. We watched the whole movie, more or less. So there was 2 hours of Joey Carbstrong analysis. Okay. It is so obviously evil. Yeah, obviously. But that's why, again, people say, yeah, well, you don't have to be religious in order to see how evil it is. Technically, I agree, but if you don't have God at all in your life, I'm really wondering how you will perceive abortion as something evil. Because they just see it as a clump of cells. That's really how they see it. It's sad. Okay, anyways, let's jump into the next article by Bloomberg. Finally, yay, the EU is on our side, on our vegan side. We're getting proper food, proper nutrition. Crickets, mealworms, and grasshoppers are human food, EU says. Thank you, EU. You are really progressive. You are saving humankind. I can't wait for Northern Macedonia to join the EU, finally. Yes, please, please. EU za tebe. Yeah, anyways. First and foremost, I want to say there's nothing wrong with insects in Thailand. It is peasant food which kind of made it into the culture. And yeah, I ate some mealworms myself just to try them out. They're actually not bad. But nevertheless, I would never advocate for it as a sustainable alternative because it is retarded. Of course, we all know that there is nothing more sustainable than grazing cows. We have a bunch of grass, we have a bunch of water, we have a bunch of air, we have a bunch of cows. Hey, let's kill them off and eat worms. Okay, insects seen as an alternate source of protein to animal meat. Bugs to be commercialized in dried, powdered and frozen forms. Yeah, of course, they have to make it appealing to you. Because, again, in Thailand, in Asia, they eat those bugs, but this is coming from the peasantry, so they eat them like so. They understand what it is. But for the West, we're going to give you cricket powder, cockroach milk, and it's going to be oh so sustainable. Crunchy, nutritious, and now likely to hit dinner plates and supermarket aisles. 3 types of bugs have now been certified as food fit for human consumption by the European Union. Thank you so much, EU. European member states have recently approved house crickets, yellow mealworms, and grasshoppers as so-called novel foods, which provides regulation for new them to be brought to market. The bugs are permitted to be sold in frozen, dried and powdered forms. Protix BV, which operates Europe's biggest insect farm, says the move will allow them to commercialize insects as a sustainable protein alternative in dishes, various types of food, such as cereal, bars or dried pasta. Oh wow, yeah, I see this coming. This makes perfect sense, because if you think about the vegans, they're so used to their processed junk foods. They love their pastas. They eat lentil pasta and praise it as a high protein source. They're definitely going to do the same with insect pasta. They're going to like it. They're going to love that. Oh, cool. Wow, cricket pasta, huh? Just tastes like pasta, but has so much protein. Wow. Rubbish. Trash. And it's unlikely that these will be the only bugs to challenge European palates. But you're not really challenging European palates because you are creating European foods, or what the Europeans eat here anyways. So you're going to bring it into pasta, into bars, into powders, who cares? The European Commission has said that there are 9 approval applications for insects of other kinds. Protix says they have an application for black soldier flies in the works. Disgusting. Absolutely repulsive. You will eat the bugs. That's what this is about. 100%. They have you. Wow. Disgusting. Anyways. Okay, let me just jump into the chat real quick. Disgusting. Disgusting, disgusting, disgusting. Repulsive. Anyways, guys, I've been at it for, what is it now? 2.5 hours. That is definitely long enough for me. I'm gonna chill a bit in the chat and then I'm out. Vegan V, Ken Wang, vegan or psycho, you choose. I miss the vegan trolls, man. I don't have many anymore here. There was a time where we had more vegans, but nowadays most of the vegan trolls became ex-vegans. Vegans gonna scream worm lives matter, eating bugs is murder. Yeah, I kinda doubt that, man. I think they're gonna be on board with the insects, because they're not fluffy. They don't really care. And they're of course well aware that pesticides do kill insects. Are you going to fast for Easter, Bobby? No, I'm not gonna fast for Easter. Definitely not. Why? Because I've been vegan for 4 years. And yeah, I didn't fast for winter either, because I simply cannot do it anymore health-wise. It's absolutely impossible for me to go vegan. I said that here on this channel, and I really mean this. There's no joke. People asked me, for how much money would you go vegan for a year? And this is not me just spewing outrageous stuff here. I really mean this. I wouldn't do it for under 1 million euros. I really mean this. Because my health would suffer so bad. When I did the fast for a couple of weeks, was it last year Easter? Last year Easter, right? I think so. Yeah, anyways, when I did the Easter fast for just a couple of weeks, and here and there I would even eat a shrimp, because that was allowed. Dude. Again, it's Javid. Thank you so much, brother. Really appreciate it, man. You're the biggest supporter of the stream tonight. Thank you for supporting, man. I really thank you. I'm gonna read out in a second. Let me just fix something here real quick. Okay, 1 second. Here we go. Okay. Yeah, as I was saying, I fasted for a few weeks, and that is plant-based. I did veganism yet again, and then in the end I had some shrimps because I couldn't take it any longer. I was suffering in such a detrimental way to my health. It was just unbelievable, man. Just a few weeks on veganism and I felt smashed. I felt absolutely aching, every bone hurt, my digestion was a mess, psychologically, I was depressed. It was terrible. It was absolutely terrible. I made a video about that too. And therefore I said, no chance, man. If anybody wants to fast vegan or plant-based for orthodox reasons, then so be it. I personally will not do that any longer. I simply cannot do it. And on that note, I know that other Orthodox YouTubers don't fast either. So even though they call themselves Orthodox, they do not fast either the way that it's supposed to be. And I know that of, pretty much all of them, actually. So they do not fast either like that. And this tells you quite a lot about our fasting principles. Because it's quite interesting, right? You see people from the carnivore community, keto community, and they become Orthodox. And then all of a sudden, they cannot adhere to the fast. But they still call themselves Orthodox, right? Even though they cannot adhere to the fast. Or they don't want to adhere to that fast, to that practice, because they know that plants are detrimental to their health. So they do not want it. Right? But I'm doubting the Trinity, and therefore I cannot be Orthodox. You see it, right? Okay, anyways. We had another super chat by Javid yet again. Thank you so much. The World Meteorological Organization, the World Health Organization, the United Nations, the International Civil Aviation Organization, and the International Maritime Organization has the flat Earth map in their emblem symbol. Yes, they do. Yes, they do. Talked about that as well, I think 2 years ago or so. For sure. But yet again, I'm not sold either way, and I don't think anybody can really convince me 100%. I would have to experience it myself or see it myself. I don't believe in the globe model, but I'm not sold on the flat Earth model either. Doesn't change much for me anyways. It really doesn't. Okay. 1 second, guys. Let me adjust something again. Here we go. Yes, that's better. Okay. A few more minutes in the chat, and then I will be tuning out. Go vegan for the insects. Save the planet. Exactly. Fasting has nothing to do with veganism. Come on, man. You know that it is plant-based. So it even depends, because there is no norm on that. It depends on which village you are. For example, in Macedonia, I know where my cousins are from. They do the fast, and they eat only vegan. So they don't even eat fish or any shrimp, etc. They just eat vegan for a few weeks. So therefore, yet again, no, it's not the vegan ideology behind it. It is a fasting practice. This is why I always say that veganism is fasting, but nevertheless, it's kind of besides the point. We all know that the Orthodox fast is plant-based. How can you not believe in the globe? I don't see any evidence for it. That's why. Have you ever been to Serbia, Bobby? Greetings from Belgrade. Pozdrav. I have been to Serbia, to Niš. And I drive through Serbia every time I drive to northern Macedonia. But I haven't really been anywhere else. I've been to Niš, Vranje as well. Yeah, but I never really made a stop in Belgrade. Fasting is where you feel some of the pain that Jesus felt. It's not meant to make you a bodybuilder. It's more of an exercise. Yeah, I'm not talking about being a bodybuilder. It's that I really cannot do it anymore, because I felt that suffering for 4 years. I was 100% vegan for 4 years, and yeah, I really can't do it anymore. It's impossible. No matter what I try, during those fasting days, I tried 100% plants, a little bit of shrimp. I cannot do plant-based. God said we can eat animals. God knows everything and man doesn't know. God created everything and you didn't. Pretty much. But people are not happy with that answer many times because they play God themselves. Meat has no fiber. Humans are herbivores. Yeah, who needs fiber? Wife getting lonely? Yeah, pretty much, man. Even though she's never lonely. With our son, she's always busy. But I'm getting hungry. Thank you so much, brother. Honestly. Very humbling, man. Thank you so much. Biggest supporter. Almost the only supporter tonight. Thank you so much, David. Again, $10. Matthew McConaughey talked about eating caloric deficit diet for Dallas Buyers Club movie. He says his body was very weak from the neck down, but his mind was extremely cerebral. This energy is what vegans talk about. Yeah, exactly right, man. It's interesting. I mean, Matthew McConaughey, he's been through all kinds of transformations. Another guy that is absolutely amazing at transforming himself is, what's his name again? The Mechanist. American Psycho. What's his name? Christian Bale, exactly. Yeah, that guy. Phenomenal transformations as well. But yeah, the fasting state is a very, very alluring state to be in. This is why intermittent fasting is alluring for many people as well. Because they have this type of energy. That's what they talk about, right? I have so much more energy. Yeah, dude, you're starving and then you drink coffee on top of that. You're just tweaked out completely. And people love to get into that zone. And I understand it. I understand it can be alluring, but it's supremely unhealthy for you, of course. I'm very hungry, haven't eaten all day, and it's 3 p.m. Damn, dude. Eat something, bro. Yeah, Christian Bale. Amazing. Really amazing actor and amazing transformation, but very destructive. Do you believe in aliens? No, not really. Not as what they are sold to us, because, I mean, let's be honest, man. We all know about, I hope we all know about Project Bluebeam. You can look that up. Ultimately, your whole life through, they've been bombarding you with Hollywood depictions of aliens and how they are supposed to look like and how UFOs will look like. And so one day you will see a UFO and you'll say, wow, this is it. This is the UFO. Because you've seen it somewhere. So it is just conditioning. I think of aliens more as demonic entities. Not all of them. I think there are some benevolent ones as well. But more like multi-dimensional beings rather than aliens. If you're getting all the vitamins in one meal, how are you starving? It's actually quite simple, because it's first and foremost very, very hard to get everything in one meal. But that being said, the starvation is of course induced through a lack of amino acids in the given time frame. There's a thing called positive nitrogen balance, and this is when you have a constant amount of amino acids in your bloodstream. This means you're anabolic. If you don't have that, and it's going to be only achieved if you eat every 2 to 3 hours. If you don't do that, then you have a lack of a positive nitrogen balance. You have a negative nitrogen balance. And with that, you get into a catabolic state. Every time when you're in a catabolic state, your body automatically has to eat you. Because one meal, what do you want to eat? 2,000 calories in one meal with all the nutrition? Even if you do that, yet again, then you have a long period of time where your glucose will get depleted. So you're running with no carbohydrates, then you get into ketosis again. When you're in ketosis, you eat yourself again. You have no positive nitrogen balance. So if you have low body fat percentage, then you will have to eat your muscles yet again. So ultimately it is a catabolic state, and therefore it is starvation. Yeah. Is weight loss done by a caloric deficit? Noticed it's being denied by the carnivore community a lot. No, of course, weight loss is only done. Thank you so much, bro. Thank you. I'm gonna read out in a second. Yes, a weight loss achievement is only unlocked by a caloric deficit. Nothing else works. Why? It's simple. It is very simple, essentially. You have a maintenance caloric need that sustains your body mass. So you have certain muscle, you have certain fat. In order to stay in that homeostasis, you need certain calories, certain proteins, certain fats, certain carbohydrates. That's it. And if you eat around about 300 to 500 calories less than you need, then you lose weight. Then you become a smaller version that needs less calories. You adapt to the lesser calories. And if you eat more calories, then your body adapts to the more calories. Makes sense, right? So yeah, the carnivore community, they might deny that, some of them, because they simply do not want to track anymore and they're eating their natural diet, they believe. But to be totally honest, it is very, very easy to eat less calories with a carnivore diet. And that's what they do. So if they're losing weight, they're eating less calories. That's it. And this is why they're losing weight. And this is why they say, oh, well, it doesn't matter. Because, I mean, realistically, even if you would eat 2 pounds of meat per day in forms of steaks, would be very satisfying, probably. And you would still be in a caloric deficit, for sure. Yeah. Javid, yet again, thank you so much, brother, for the support. Even Robert Morse admits in an interview with the Raw Bros years ago, if you want to have sex and make a baby, eat meat. Oh, really? Man, can you link that? That would be great. I think Matthew said his libido was dead on that diet. His body had no energy for anything, but his mind was working on new levels. Yeah, again, we're not denying that here at all. I remember that as well. Juice fast, I think day 3 or so, was going through the fruit market, and I have a very impaired sense of smell, unfortunately. It's genetic. My father has that too. I've been punched in the nose a bit too often, unfortunately, and my sense of smell is almost gone. I have maybe 5 to 10% of a sense of smell. It's unfortunate, but it's true. However, when I was on the juice fast, day 3, I started smelling fruits again. It was pretty unbelievable. So you become hyper aware because you're starving. Yet again. But yeah, that being said, bro, please link that, man, if you can. That would be awesome. I would really love to check that out. That'd be great. Thank you so much. Plot twist, we are the aliens. Yeah. LOL is fun being tweaked out, Bobby. Yeah, it is fun. For sure. But super unhealthy. And it's only fun for a while, that being said as well. So the fasting state can be fun, but after a while it becomes... You feel like a vampire, essentially. You feel you can never satisfy your hunger with those plans. Everything becomes frustrating. Do a video on vegan gaze. Yeah, she did a video on me, I think, a year ago or so. But I would rather have her on a live stream. She does many live streams, right? Let's have her on. Let her know she's invited. Because video, I wouldn't know what to do. She's, I don't know, not a specific personality. Okay. Henge is doing God's work. For sure. The soy boy agenda. They want to make us gay. I can't even say that here, probably. Thank you again, Javid, from the bottom of my heart, brother. He says, I wish I could, but that Robert Morse interview, I had to buy it, and it was sent to my email. It's not on YouTube. I'll see if I can find it and send it to you. Man, that would be really amazing. So if you can do that, that would be fantastic. If you're not in my Telegram group, on that note, guys, again, join my Telegram. This thing here up here, can you see it? This bar. There should be a link somewhere, but it's so small, people don't really see anything. Anyways, that being said, Telegram in the description box. Check it out, join in, and write me. If you can post that video, that would be amazing, of course. I'm not gonna tell anybody that I have it from you if it is copyright striked. So I'm gonna, copyright protected rather. I'm gonna try to somehow show it to the world, because that is very, very, very valuable information, man. I remember talking to a lot of fruitarians and raw vegans in Thailand, and they were on the Robert Morse train, absolutely hooked on his information, and they would probably never think that he would recommend meat. I mean, obviously the guy is eating meat, obviously the guy is eating all kinds of foods, he's very fat. Apparently Robert Morse is friends with Paul Check. Okay, I wouldn't know. Okay, anyways, guys, thank you so much. Predominantly here, Javid, of course. Thank you so much for the support tonight. Thank you so much, everybody that tuned in. Guys, like the stream. Like the stream, please. If you can share the streams as well, that helps, goes a long way, apparently. Because otherwise we are never going to make it out of the YouTube prison that we are put in. We are still shadow banned. So if you can help out, please help out by sharing, liking, commenting, etc., etc. Thank you so much. It really helps. That being said, if you want to further support the channel, we have links in the description box. 10% off for freeze-dried organ meats, Grasslands Nutrition. Check it out as well. Thank you so much for your support there. And this is it for today, guys. I think it has been enough. I'm gonna tune out for tonight. But very, very soon I'm tuning back in, of course. I recorded many reaction videos this week. Should be exciting. And until next time. As always, guys, may God bless you all. Much love and peace.